Did you know that every year, millions of tons of plastic end up in our oceans, harming countless marine animals? It's a heartbreaking reality. But what if the solution could come from the animal kingdom itself? It sounds strange, but stick with me. We're on the brink of a materials revolution, and it's powered by nature. Today, we're diving deep into the world of bioplastics, specifically those made from animal-derived materials. This isn't about replacing one problem with another. It's about finding smart, sustainable alternatives that work with nature, not against it. Let's start with something you might have in your kitchen right now: milk. When milk sours the protein in it, cold casein clumps together. For centuries, people have known how to turn this protein into a hard, moldable material. In the early 20th century, it was even used to make things like buttons, jewelry, and beads. Imagine a plastic-like material made from spoiled milk. The process is fascinating. By mixing the casein with a simple chemical like formaldehyde, or even a natural aldehyde found in vanilla, it undergoes a transformation, cross-linking the protein molecules into a sturdy, durable polymer. This isn't just a historical curiosity. Modern scientists are revisiting casein, refining the process to create biodegradable plastics that are stronger and more water-resistant than ever before. Think about it, using surplus or expired milk from the dairy industry to create packaging that breaks down naturally. It's a perfect example of a circular economy. Now, let's move from the farm to the sea. If you've ever eaten shrimp, crab, or lobster, you've encountered our next wonder material without even knowing it. Their shells are made of chitin, the second most abundant natural polymer on Earth, right after cellulose. For years, these shells were just waste from the fishing industry, piled up and left to rot. But now, scientists have figured out how to extract chitin and convert it into chitosan, a remarkably versatile bioplastic. The process involves decetylation, which is a fancy way of saying they remove some chemical groups to make it more soluble and reactive. What can chitosan do? Almost anything. It's naturally antimicrobial, so it's perfect for food packaging that keeps your groceries fresh longer. It's also biocompatible, meaning our bodies don't reject it. This has opened up a world of medical applications, from dissolvable stitches that your body absorbs as you heal, to wound dressings that actively fight infection and speed up recovery. They're even experimenting with it for water purification, as chitosan can bind to heavy metals and pollutants, cleaning our water sources. We're turning seafood shells, once considered garbage, into life-saving and planet-saving materials. Okay, let's talk about something a little less common, but equally amazing: insects. Yes, insects. The exoskeletons of insects, just like crustacean shells, are rich in chitin. While the idea of insect farms for plastic might seem futuristic, it holds incredible potential. Insects reproduce quickly, require very little land and water compared to traditional livestock, and can be fed on organic waste. This makes them a highly efficient source of chitin. Researchers are exploring how to use chitin from black soldier flies, mealworms, and crickets to create bioplastics. Imagine a world where our organic food waste is used to feed insects, and those insects are then used to create the biodegradable packaging for our next meal. It's a completely closed-loop system. The resulting bioplastic could be used for single-use items like cutlery, cups, and containers, which would then decompose back into the soil, adding nutrients instead of pollution. It's a radical shift in how we think about waste, turning it into a valuable resource. Another incredible source is wool. We all know wool for its use in warm sweaters, but what happens to the coarse, low-grade wool that isn't suitable for clothing? It often goes to waste. But this waste wool is made of a protein called keratin. Scientists have developed a method to dissolve this wool keratin and then reform it into a thin, flexible, and surprisingly strong bioplastic film. This material is completely compostable and has shown amazing potential as a replacement for the plastic films used in food packaging and agriculture. For example, it could be used as a mulch film that helps suppress weeds and retain soil moisture for crops, and at the end of the season, you wouldn't have to pull it up and send it to a landfill. It would simply decompose, releasing valuable nitrogen back into the soil, acting as a fertilizer. It's another brilliant example of upcycling an agricultural byproduct into something incredibly useful and eco-friendly. Of course, no solution is perfect. There are challenges we need to address. When we talk about using animal products, ethical considerations are paramount. It's crucial that these materials come from sources that are already part of existing food or textile industries, as byproducts. We should be using what would otherwise be wasted, not creating new demands that could harm animal populations or ecosystems. The goal is sustainability, not exploitation. Then there's the challenge of scale. Right now, producing these bioplastics is more expensive and complex than churning out traditional plastics from fossil fuels. We need more research to streamline the manufacturing processes, make them more energy efficient, and bring down the costs so they can compete in the marketplace. We also need to build the infrastructure to properly collect and compost these materials. A biodegradable cup doesn't do much good if it ends up in a landfill where it can't break down properly. Public education is key. We all need to understand how to correctly dispose of these new materials to reap their full environmental benefits. But despite these hurdles, the potential is undeniable. Animal-based bioplastics offer a pathway to a future where our materials are not a dead end, but part of a living, circular system. They represent a fundamental shift away from a take-dispose mentality to one that is regenerative and in harmony with the natural world. From spoiled milk to shrimp shells, from waste wool to insects, nature is showing us the way forward. These aren't just scientific curiosities, they are tangible, hopeful solutions to one of the biggest environmental crises of our time. By supporting research, investing in these new technologies, and making conscious choices as consumers, we can help accelerate this transition. The future of plastic might just be a little bit more natural than we ever imagined. Thank you so much for joining me on this deep dive into the world of bioplastics. If you found this as fascinating as I do, please hit that like button and subscribe for more content about the amazing innovations shaping our world. Let me know in the comments which of these bioplastics surprised you the most. See you in the next video. Have you ever looked at a plastic bottle and wondered, where does this all go? It's a question we're all asking more and more. Our planet is choking on plastic, and the search for sustainable alternatives is more urgent than ever. We've heard about plastics made from corn and sugarcane, but what if I told you that the animal kingdom holds some of the most surprising and innovative solutions? Today, we're diving deep into the world of animal-based bioplastics, a fascinating frontier that could reshape our future. Let's start with something you might have in your kitchen right now. Milk, specifically casein, the main protein in milk. Back in the early 20th century, before the age of synthetic plastics, casein plastic was a big deal. It was used to make everything from buttons and jewelry to fancy comb sets and fountain pens. Imagine that, a pen made from milk. The process was quite clever. They would take milk, curdle it to separate the casein, and then treat it with formaldehyde to create a hard, durable material. While it fell out of favor with the rise of cheaper, petroleum-based plastics, researchers today are giving casein a second look. They're developing new, eco-friendly ways to process it, creating biodegradable films that could one day wrap our food, keeping it fresh without the plastic waste. Now, let's move from the farm to the sea. The next time you're enjoying some shrimp or crab, think about this. Their shells, which are usually thrown away, are a treasure trove of a substance called chitin. Chitin is the second most abundant natural polymer on Earth, right after cellulose from plants. When you process chitin, you get chitosan, a wonderfully versatile material. Scientists have transformed chitosan into flexible, transparent bioplastic films. These films are not only biodegradable but also have natural antimicrobial properties. This makes them perfect for food packaging, as they can help extend shelf life naturally. Beyond packaging, chitosan is being explored for medical applications, like creating biodegradable stitches or wound dressings that help the body heal. It's a perfect example of turning waste into a valuable resource. But the innovations don't stop with shells. Let's talk about wool. We know it as the cozy material for our sweaters, but low-grade wool that isn't suitable for textiles often goes to waste. While scientists have found a way to dissolve this waste wool and reform its key protein, keratin, into new materials, they can create everything from sturdy pellets, which can be molded just like traditional plastic, to delicate films and porous sponges. Imagine a world where your plant pots are made from wool bioplastic, slowly biodegrading and releasing.